Hey guys, and welcome back to the Courageous Nerd YouTube channel for another interview. I'm Connor, and joining me today is Makenzie Moss to chat all about her leading role in the new film Let Us In. If you enjoyed this interview or the others on the channel, please be sure to like and subscribe. So welcome, Makenzie, and thanks for taking the time to speak with me today.
Oh yes, thank you for having me. I'm very excited.
For sure, and obviously, just kind of looking back in like your filmography, like throughout your career, I know you've like guest starred on shows like CSI, and you've got like a starring role as Emily in this new film, Let Us In. I suppose, like going back to the beginning, how did you first start acting?
Well, I got into it at a very young age, around 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Well, my dad's in the industry and he's a director, writer, and producer, and he also wrote, directed, and produced this film.
Hmm.
But when I was around like 4, I was doing he was filming a movie, and I have an older sister
Yeah.
who really was into acting, and she was like, oh dad, I really want to be an actress. And we always watched movies, and those Disney Channel movies, and she always wanted to do that, and
Hmm.
I was following her, so I was like, yeah, I want to do it too. So then my dad put me in a little tiny clip in his movie, and I loved it. So then they're like, oh, why don't we just get our manager and put her out on an audition. So then the first audition I went on to, I booked, which
Yeah.
was good. So then they're like, oh wait, maybe she actually has a shot at this.
Mm.
So then I just kept continuing to audition. It just turned into this. So
For sure, yeah. And I actually noticed, obviously, that obviously the director and yourself had the same last name. I didn't know if you were related or if it was a coincidence, but like, I suppose then, like, how was it bringing your dad's like words to life then on the screen and kind of, taking his vision for it?
yeah, it was easier than other projects I've worked on because I know his voice and I'm with him all the time. So I know
Sure.
how he wants his lines, and he didn't have to like sugarcoat anything when he's giving me line directions or any,
Mm.
useful tips. So I feel like it was easier because I knew what he wanted.
Yeah, and I suppose then, how would you describe your character in the film, and like, how similar or different is it to other characters you played before?
Oh, it's definitely different than anything I've ever done. I mean, I've done a couple of roles that have the same confidence, but nothing compared to this character because she's this like badass protagonist character, and
Right.
she doesn't let people like tell her what to do, and kept continuing what she wanted to do, like than what anyone would say to her. So.
Yeah, and I suppose then for anyone who might not have heard about the film yet, how would you describe the premise or what it's about?
Well, it's about this girl who's in middle school going into high school almost. Well, she's
Mm.
in 7th grade. And she was kind of getting bullied. She didn't really have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
But it's based on this urban legend called the Black Eyed Kids,
Okay.
where people abduct adolescents and take them into God knows where. So then she noticed all of these kids that she knows and her friends go missing. And then she's the one who has to figure it out. And she becomes the hero at the end of there.
Sure. And like, were you very like familiar with that urban legend before doing the film, or was it like new information for you?
Yeah, I actually had no idea until my dad told me like what's the movie is based on, and I was really interested in it, so I started doing research on it to
Yeah.
kind of know what it was about, and actually got really interested in it, and I think I understand now why a lot of people believe the myth, because there's a lot of people that say that it's happened to them, so it's like kind of alien abduction but a whole different type of alien.
Hmm. Yeah, and I know there's like a few other like talented co-stars with you in the film, but one of them, I guess, would be Tobin Bell, who obviously, iconic role as Jigsaw from the Saw movies. And how familiar like were you with him or with those films going into this?
Yeah, I did know that he did play Jigsaw, and I was very excited to work with him. He was so great. He was so nice. He was,
Mm.
every single line he like memorized. It was so easy. Like kept every like line. He never messed up. I was very impressed. He was very professional. And he was really fun to work with. So.
Yeah, I mean, in general, then, if you're on a project with someone like that who's got like a huge like history preceding them, would you get nervous, or do you just kind of get to know them as a person and not as, not as like Tobin Bell, Jigsaw, just kind of in a more human sense?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really nervous at all because I never watched the Jigsaw movies.
Oh, fair
So
enough. Yeah.
I didn't really I wasn't really like, oh my God, like that's like him from Jigsaw, you know what I mean? But I did know who he was.
Mhm.
And I was very impressed with the work that he's done, but I wasn't, I'd say like intimidated, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And I suppose then, like, as for this film, like, when can people like see it when it's out, or like, where will it be available?
It's available on Netflix, Fandango, in theaters, and also on Amazon, any like streaming device, Google Play,
Mm.
anything where you can get a movie, it's there. So July
Yeah,
2nd.
and July 2nd. Yeah, I was about to check that with you, because that's what I had in my head about it. And I know that obviously, yeah. So what I mean, you kind of described the premise, but what would you, I guess, tease about it for, to kind of give people an insight into what it's about? Like, what
I
can they
would
expect?
say that it's kind of along the lines of like Goonies, and it's kind of the same theme and something like, genre.
Mm.
It's very exciting, and I think I've never seen a movie like this with kids my age, or also I think it's really exciting and it's cool, and I think there's a lot of different age groups in this movie, and I think it's something different than I've seen.
Yeah, for sure. And I know you were kind of saying how your character in this is a bit different to other characters you played, but would you say that she's more or less relatable to you as a person? Do you think that she's further away or closer to what you played before?
I would think that she's actually more like me than any other character that I've played, because I could relate to her on how that she doesn't really listen to what other people tell her to
Mm.
do, especially if they tell her not to do something, you want to do it.
Yeah,
And, at the end of the day, you help everyone out, but no one even really notices. And she becomes this little hero. So I think that that's really cool and something I would want to relate to. But I think I do relate to her more than any other character.
yeah. And I suppose kind of like moving away from Let Us In, do you have any other projects coming up we're able to discuss at this time?
No, not really. I mean, I'm
Mm.
kind of, I don't know. I can't really say anything. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I suppose then, like, in a broader sense, like professionally or personally, what do you hope to accomplish with the rest of this year?
Okay, sorry. Could you say that
Oh, yeah,
again?
yeah, yeah. No, sorry. Yeah, I was just saying, kind of like, in a broader sense, what do you hope to accomplish with the rest of 2021?
Oh, I'd say I don't know. I kind of want to like see where the year takes. I don't really have any like extreme goals, but I'm really excited to see where this movie will go. And I'm really looking forward to see how it will play out. And I'm just looking forward to life. I don't have any like specific things that I want to do. I
Mm.
feel like it will come when it comes.
Yeah, yeah. Was COVID a factor then when you were filming this, or was it like far enough back that it wasn't an issue? Did
Yeah,
it affect production?
yeah, it was before COVID, so it was really easy. And I think I did a TV show after I filmed the movie, so it was definitely very different and definitely like a contrast between of no COVID and everyone's kind of more comfortable working with each other and very close to each other. And there's everyone was sitting like next to each other, and then with COVID, it was like one person's here and then one person's like all the way over there. So it's
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. And I suppose then, as like the last like pre-prepared question I've got, like, what would you say was your like favorite thing about making the film?
I would say working with my dad was the favorite part. I love
Mm.
being with him, and I think it was very fun. Being comfortable. Also with like your dad being there, it's like you feel at home, even when you're in the middle of nowhere in the woods.
Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure. And I guess obviously best of luck with the release and with whatever else might be coming up in the future. And I guess I'll say all the best and take care and stay safe.
thank you so much. You too. Stay safe with COVID and everything. Thank you so much. I've had a lot of fun on this interview.